Hi guys. All right, so this is 2.0 video, starting Unit 2. Unit 2 is going to be all about sequences and series, but before we get there, the very first section wants you to see the difference between two types of functions. So I set up kind of a mapping here for you. So we are accustomed to the closed form. All right. I gave an example here on the poster. It says g of n is equal to 5n plus 3. That's basic function notation. It's called closed form, really basic. So I'd set up my table, my t table. Of course, my marker's not working. Hang tight. So I have my t-table. My function is g of n equals 5n plus 3. We're all used to that basic function notation. And you put some values in and just plug it in. That's called closed form. One answer, basic t-table, -10, -2, 3, 8, 13. Okay, so everybody sees that. That's just the basic closed form. Okay, find any output. Here's my output for any input. There's my input by direct calculation, right? We're just directly plugging it in. Okay, now we're going to do something brand new called recursive function. Now, I'm going to give you hope. This can seem a little confusing initially. When we come to class on Friday, I am actually going to show you a YouTube video that it's actually worked out and explained, and I think that it might help you understand it better. But I'm hoping that this video will help too, okay? So here's a recursive. If you've ever seen these guys, it looks a little funny, right? With the bracket, f of x equals. And you'll notice I changed my n here to an x. I wanted it to match, so there you go. So what does that mean? So if x equals 0 in the function, now notice, you don't know what the function is. Here you do. They give it to you. You don't know what the function is. They're just telling you that when x is equal to 0, you plug in 0 to the function, whatever it is, cubic, quartic, quadratic, it's going to come out to be 3. All right? So we can start a table. When x is 0, right, f of x or y is equal to 3. They tell us that. But then they do what they call recursive. So then what they want you to do is they want you to find the next one by using the one before. Okay? So we've got f of x minus 1. Now what does that mean? That means the previous one. Because if you plug in your next number, because my first input was 0. Now my input was 1. If I plug in 1 here for the x, 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's telling you what's f of 0. Well, f of 0 is what we got before. F of 0, when we plug in 0, is 3. So this simply means the answer to the previous input, which should be 3. And all we have to do from that point is add 5. And notice that goes anytime x is greater than 0. So you can go all the way up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 29, 55 if you want. So let's go to 2. Okay. So when we plug in 2, this simply means the answer from the previous one, 5. Now let me explain why. Again, if I take the 2 and I plug it in, 2 minus 1 is 1. F of 1. What is f of 1? Well, we've already found it. It's 5. So the answer in the previous one, the previous output, plus 5, which is 10. Okay, so let's do 3. Okay, so we go 3. That means we're plugging in 3 here. 3 minus 1 is 2. So what is the answer for f of 2? The one right before, it was 10. We add 5, you get 15. Okay, so it says in the description on the poster, a recursive function is any output that is 5 more than the previous. That's the description that they gave of this recursive function. Okay, it's really useful in expressing patterns. Notice, once we get off of the original 0 spot, notice the pattern is it's adding 5 every time. So here's the blanks I wrote down. Calculate the output in terms of the previous output. I said that already. It's really important. Okay, and I think that's getting cut off. Put in terms of the, let me lift up my iPad. I'm terrible at this video, and you guys are so forgiving. Here we go. I'm such a dork. Calculate the output in terms of the previous output. Okay, that's the poster. You should have that printed in front of you. Please print that for Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to do one more, just so we can practice one more time. Okay, here's our function. Okay, so now let's do 4. So if we plug 4 in, 4 minus 1 is 3. So f of 3, what is my answer? What is my output for f of 3, which is the one right before, which is 15. And then 15 plus 5 is 20. Okay, a little confusing, I know. Hang in there. I will be showing a video Friday with a guy with a little bit of an accent, but he does a really good job of showing you how to do a recursive function, okay? So that's it. That's 2.0, and we'll be doing that on Friday, Thursday, Friday. Remember that your test will be that afternoon for Unit 1. Okay, great.